Moses, you can unmute, please. If Moses is not ready, Samuel, let's hear what you think is our place in the universe.
Okay. Good evening, Greenies.
Is that Samuel?
Ma?
Go on, please. Go on.
Okay. My thoughts on our place in the universe is we are just guardians, custodian of Earth. In the large scale of things, we are insignificant based on activities going on, various large scale activities going on in the universe. So I believe that we human beings are just insignificant creatures placed on Earth by God the Creator to guide and protect it.
Okay. So we are guardians of the earth. Samuel, you can put your hand now. Thank you. Everyone, put down your hands, please. Okay. I don't really I'm not going to say I don't subscribe to what he said because of course in the Christian faith humans were placed in charge of the earth. But then I was expecting a more biological order, answer rather, something like, oh, well, he did give something related to that we are custodians of the earth. But when it comes to biological terms, they will say something like man is at the top of the food chain or something like that. But we are not really at the top of the food chain. As humans, we may be custodians or guardians, as we would like to call ourselves, but we are not really at the top of the food chain. So I don't know if anybody recalls something about a president saying a group of people were like dots. But then as a human race, right? As a race, we are really insignificant in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not trying to downplay anybody's ego on this score, right? So I don't know what this blue line is, but well, we'll just manage it for the rest of the session. So I'm not trying to downplay anybody's ego, but in the grand scheme of things, we are really not as significant as we like to think of ourselves. In a total of 8 planets, we live on Earth, which is one of 8 planets, and there's still more where that came from. But in the end, we really matter, right? We matter because we have a purpose. And while Samuel says it to guard the earth, I like to think of it in other terms, more like living in harmony. I'd like to adopt that term instead. If you're asking questions on what questions are these? Let me quickly look at these questions. You're still asking how to change your name. Please, the fastest way is to go to participants, right? I hope you can hear me. Florence, Florence is the one answering. But for everyone who hasn't done that, please listen to what I'm saying now. Go to participants, click on your name, then click on rename. It's one of the options that will pop out when you click on your name. So quickly do that and pay attention, please. So like I was saying, we matter because we have a purpose. But what then is that purpose? And I said I like to think of it in terms of living in harmony with our environment. So we live in the solar system with the sun and the 8 planets, and the world houses, that's our Earth, the world Earth houses approximately 8 billion people. And each of those 8 billion people feel like they rule the world. Some people still feel there's enough space on Earth to go around. If a part of the world decays from their activities, they can move to the next part. But they forget that 71% of the Earth is covered with water, right? Did we know this fact? Answer in the chat, please. Yes, okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, moving on. But the truth is, we really cannot think of the earth as something that's dispensable, right? It's not like they've confirmed that we can move to Mars and live there. So let's watch this video that kind of shows the vastness of the solar system. There's no sound, don't worry, there's no sound on this video. It's just a plain soundless video. So let's just watch. What are you asking? Yes, okay. Are we seeing that? We see how we left all the planets and then these stars that are bigger than the sun, and that's the end of the video. Do you want me to replay that in case you got confused at some point? Let me know in the chat. I can always replay it. Okay. 10 more yeses and then I'll replay. If not, we move on. Okay, so I'll just go back and we'll replay this. So, watch it again. This is the moon. Please pay attention now. Mercury, Mars, Venus, Earth, Kepler, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Proxima Centauri, the Sun, Sirius A, Vega, Venus, Leo. Okay. So did we follow that? Did we follow that now? I'm not replaying, of course. Awesome, awesome. Now, in all that roundabout that we did, we saw Earth, right? And then we are somewhere in Earth. We're somewhere in Earth. But then I prefer this other video that I'm about to show you. Look at this now. Watch this. Pay attention. We're leaving her. We're leaving the woman. We're going out. We're going out. Watch the transition. We're still on Earth, right? Mm. Mm-hmm. We've left Earth. That's the moon. It has become like a dot so far away there. This is Mars. This is Jupiter, the sun. Do you see how far we've come away from the human? Do you see it? Are you amazed? I need to know. Tell me in the chat room, please. It's amazing. It's really amazing. God is the greatest. Okay. Okay, we're coming back. We're coming back. Come on. let's go back. Let's go back to where we come from. Let's see how far the journey is back to where we came from. We're going back. We're going right back. Going right back, 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 back. Bam. Okay. So, as we noticed in those two videos, the sun isn't really the largest star. There are stars bigger than the sun. So if we from our own perspective, every day we look at the sun and we are like, oh, this is something so giant, right? We think the sun is so large and so exceptional. But in the end, it's actually a baby star. There are stars bigger than the sun. So imagine ever coming in contact with those kind of things. I mean, I'm not sure it's possible, but then just imagine it. So the essence of all these videos is not to say or to discredit our validity or rather our usefulness as humans. I'm just trying to rewire our brains, or rather, yes, that's what actually I'm trying to do, rewire our brains. You need to stop thinking that um nothing else other than your own safety, other than your own comfort, your own prosperity matters. If your environment doesn't flourish, if your, what they call it, if the air you breathe is not um comfortable, how are you going to flourish? Right? I don't know if you're with me. If you're with me, let me see you in the chat. If you understand what I'm saying, let me hear your responses in the chat. Yes or no. So in essence, this image describes what I'm trying to say. We're not at the top. We're somewhere in the center. We should live in harmony with our environment, not exploit and exploit and exploit as we are accustomed to, right? So that's basically what I'm trying to say. So do you get it? Let's talk now. Do you get it? Let's talk for a few minutes. So Samuel, you spoke before. Please unmute yourself and tell me, do you still think, what do you think is our place in the universe now? Before you said we were guardians. So what do you think is our place now in the universe, in the grand scheme of things?
Okay. Well, now I've come to understand we are not guardians. We are just beings meant to coexist with other living organisms in the environment.
Mm,
Yes.
awesome. Awesome. That means you understood all the videos that I've shown you so far. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
but I have something else. There's something else we all need to see. Okay, okay. I'm sure that must have brought memories. Who watched Avatar as a kid here? I want to see. I want to see your answers in chats. The sound? You didn't hear it? There was no sound. Ah, problem. Wait. But I can hear it. I can hear the sound. Okay, please let's stay on the call. Let me just fix that. Let me fix that. I have to fix that ASAP. Please hold on. I have to fix that. Where is it? My audio is fine. My audio is actually fine. So, what does this do? Okay, let's see it now. Can you hear anything? Okay, but you get the video, right? Because many of us watched Avatar. So we could follow the video without the sound. Sorry about that. Second video, no sound. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, just like the Avatar, we all have a purpose. In fact, we are all avatars. Now, what do I mean by that? The avatar is someone who masters earth bending, air bending, water bending, um, fire bending, right? As avatars, we are living in harmony with all elements of the earth because the earth has various elements, right? So there's a problem when we favor one element over the other. There's a problem when we focus on one element over the other. And there's also a problem when we don't focus on anyone, when we do not take care of anyone. If we choose to take care of one over the other, there's a problem. If we choose to take care of, say, two out of three, there is a problem. There will be a problem. But taking care of all, you can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma, we can hear you.
Okay. So, Oriana, why can't you hear anything? Please, maybe you should leave the call and join the game. Okay, so let's continue, please. So, as I was saying, as avatars living in harmony with all the elements, it's our duty, right? And how do you live in harmony? I have this chart on the screen, but then later on in the academy, other disciplines will go into detail on all of this, right? We have reuse, recycle, replace, what, respect, and return. These are, right, the like guides that will help you live in harmony with your environment. But like I said, other disciplines will go fully, they'll give more detailed explanation on what they are. So Earth is of three spheres, which is the hydrosphere, the atmosphere, and the lithosphere. The hydrosphere includes water bodies, and the atmosphere concerns the air we breathe, right? And then lithosphere has to do with Earth. Has to do with the Earth. So are we following? So just like the avatar, like I've been saying, we all have a purpose. In fact, we are all avatars. We have to take care of the Earth, live in harmony with the Earth. So are you following? Do you get what I'm saying? Come and share power with you. What does that mean? So if you have questions, please drop them in the chat room. Amy, this is like a mini question time, so let's hear your questions. Are you all saying you understand everything? Everything? The last time I will go into that after this. I don't want to go into it now. I'll go into it after now. Okay, you didn't get that part about Earth having 3 spheres. Zainab, you did not add your GSAG to your name. Very risky thing you're doing. Please, where can I see the participants link so I can change my name? Okay. What are you using to join the call, Ogene? Are you using a laptop or a phone? Your phone. Okay. I think it's at the bottom of your screen. You should see something that looks like you know the emoji for contact, right? You should see it there. So click that and the participants list should come up. Any other question? So we should move on then, since there are no questions. So someone said they didn't get the part about the 8 spheres. Explain hydrosphere once more. Hydrosphere, like I said, it has to do with the water, hydro, water, right? The earth, the part of the earth covered with water, that's hydrosphere. Lithosphere, earth, land. Okay, let me call it land. Maybe you understand better. Land. Atmosphere, air. Right? Air. Thank you. So do we get it now? Okay. Once more, I want to, before we get into the debate, I want to quickly read a poem, right? Are we following? I want to quickly read a poem. So let's visit this website, please. Let me know when you are there. I'll type the what they call a link in the chat box so that you can all join. Who is that person? Please mute yourself. Mute yourself, please. Whoever that is. So that's the link in the chat box. Please go and use it. So can we all see my screen? We're seeing the poem, right? Yes, I can send the slide. I'll send the slide later, please. Okay, so I'll start reading the poem if we are ready. Are we ready? Please, I need answers. I need answers. Oh, am I the only one on this call? Okay. So listen please. Think of the river as a mouth wide open. A boy on its lips like a hesitant lover. Okay? A boy standing on its lip, a boy so still you could mistake him for a reed, but his head does not gently bob to the gale's music. And there are no reeds growing here. So you could still see him, so you still could mistake him for the purse preceding a prayer. His arms folded across his chest, a tribute to crossbones, foreshadowing of what is to come. Plaudit to the plain which possesses the present like grape juice, eating white tunic in a show of crucial power. His folded arms will not let you see dogs wheeling itself across the freeway. Who is that? Please, let's do well to mute ourselves, please. I'll continue. His folded arms will not let you see dogs wheeling itself across heaven's freeway, or a finch tearing a wood across the sky space with song and flame-tipped plumage, or even the sun garbed in a gown of orange, plummeting to its recurrent death with a ballerina's grace. Icarus's fall, seen in slow motion. His lips kiss the water before any feather. You will not think of the day retreating into the cliff-edge trees as a boy stands on the lips of a river, shrouded in silence and smog. A vulture bedraggled in its lightning-struck garments in the aftermath of a prayer that will never be answered. The smoke of an offering burnt to a noseless god swirling into his ears. Think of the river as a mouth wide open, a boy on its lips like a hesitant lover, a boy so still you could mistake him for a dead teen or a teen poised to kill. Whichever, that boy's face coaxes an open mouth into song, and the river gives him something holding the shadow of a grave between its teeth. Hear the raindrops kissing the headstone. Hear the tufts of grass nestled between stones on a graveled footpath. Hear as the wind rustles them. Look far into the night at the silence of a mouth made heavy by the weight of dead things. The silence of a river slick with oil. The silence of fish floating belly up. Yesterday, the father returned with an empty boat, calloused hands and stories of a time the delta strained at its seams from the weight of fish. Tell me how every gas flare in this land is a finger flipped at the face of God. The wooden marks mocking every empty stomach and every retching throat with plastered laughter. What is the delta, if not water, slashing its wrists to bleed blessedness? What is the river, if not blessedness itself, trickling into an open palm? But think of the river as a mouth wide open, nestling a solid tongue and all the barbed lingo of loss, acid rain, benzene, corrosion, depletion of fish populations, The boy standing on its leaves at the height of a young sorghum, but no tassels adorn his head, just scabs and hair with the color of dying metal. Because sorghum does not grow here, because nothing grows here, not even boys, whose standing is an elegy to rings dripped with oil. Whew. This is a poem written by Oyekachi Ilo. You can read him up, right? You are interested, you liked what we have just read. We'll go back to our slides now. So, okay. So everyone, tell me, what did you think of that poem? I'm not asking if you understood it. How do you feel? Just tell me, how do you feel about that poem? Let's see your responses. How do you feel, oh? How do you feel? Tell me. It was very thoughtful. Confused. Okay. If you feel confused, please, if you did not understand a thing, tell me. Empathetic was innovative. Okay. Sad and wistful. Well understood. Dasali, please unmute yourself. I did not understand. Nice. Dasali, what
Yes,
did
ma'am.
you understand from the poem, please?
From the
Poem.
poetry. Okay. Yeah. So basically I felt like it was trying to explain how the river is like, basically that's what I kind of like feel it was trying to explain.
All right. Thank you. You can mute yourself now.
Yeah.
Awojabi, please mute yourself. You couldn't relate. It was too long. Okay. Nice. Nice responses. I'm glad to know that you all were paying attention. So, I'm not going to explain what the poem is about, right? But I'm just going to share what I felt from reading the poem, especially when I read it for the first time, which was way before now. I felt the sadness and the sadness of the character, which is the boy standing at the mouth of the river. So this is not like an official explanation of what the poem is about, but the image I get is a boy standing at a river that has been polluted by oil, right? Because if you saw the tags underneath the poem, there was oil spillage, right? Yes, oil pollution or something like that. Niger Delta, it's a worrisome thing that's happening there. So that's the image, the general image that poem is trying to paint. That's what I saw, and I felt the immense sadness, confusion, and loss that the character, which is the boy, was feeling. So for us that did not understand the thing, that were confused, I hope that has given you like an idea, so you can go back, read it again later, and digest it. So do we understand that now? I can move on. We have another interesting part to our session tonight. In most open sessions going forward, there will be a part for debates, right? A short debate. So we'll be doing ours now for the first ever session, which is this one. Which of the three spheres do you think is the most important to you and should be cared for the most? So, for every, how we are going to do this like this now. So the first person to say hi or type hi in the chat box from written tales. I want to see the first person that will type hi. Fastest person to type hi in the chat box. Okay, Oyeyemi is the fastest. Thank you. So Oyeyemi, please put up your hand. Fastest person to type hi from Data Tales. Let's go. Data, fastest person. If I do not see your GSAG name with your name, your GSAG name in brackets next to your name, then I'm not going to answer you. Bright. Okay, Bright, put up your hand, please. The fastest person to say hi from Visual Tales. Who is the fastest person? So only Bright is from Data Tales here. Nice. Farida. Good. Your GSAMs are paying attention on this call, and it's a pity for anyone who did not pay attention to that instruction. So who was that from Visual Tales again, please? Let me go up. Visual. Farida. Yes, Farida, please put up your hands. The fastest person from Video Tales to say hi. Video Tales, please. Okay. Oseni, please put up your hand. The fastest person to say hi from Oral Tales, please. Okay, Kasali, put up your hands. Nice. Okay, so I believe I have representatives from all the GSAGs now. So Kasali, Oseni, and Farida, and what was his name? Bright. Please unmute. Unmute, please. Abdubasit, I do not remember telling you to put up your hands. So please take it down. Please, if you are near a noisy background, please leave that place, please. So the fastest persons from all GSATs and GSAT rather, please unmute yourself. So you have I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. 2 minutes is quite a lot. You have a minute rather to share your points in favor, or rather, it's not an argumentative debate. So you have a minute to share your points on this topic. We'll start with Farida. Farida, please. When I say start, you start talking. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't start yet, too. Let me get my timer. So, hold on, please. Hold on. Okay, Farida, your time starts now. Let's go.
Is it?
Farida, you have 1 minute.
I see. Actually, I feel all the skills are actually very important and are both supposed to be paid attention to. But I feel personally the the little spade, that's the water, right? If I'm not mistaken. Supposed to be To me, I feel it should be paid more attention to, because everything that goes into the human body, the earth, the plants and stuff is from the water. So if the water is not paid attention to, I guess like pollution the water, waste going to the water, oil and all those pollutants, I feel it will come back to earth. It will affect the plants, affect we the
Okay.
human, because we're
Okay.
consuming water, and then the plants and
All right, Farida.
the
Thank
okay.
you. All right. So, Oyeyemi for written tales. Farida, what's your GSAG?
Visual tales.
Okay. Oyeyemi,
Yes.
please. Let's have you. Your time starts
Yes,
now.
guys. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm Oyemi from Written Tales. I will support A, because apparently we can still stay like a day without water, but we cannot stay
Okay.
without air in less than 5 minutes.
Yes. The
Because
TDS has to be cared for.
Who is
Yeah.
sorry?
Yeah,
Sorry,
importance
pause. Who is
the
that?
TDS.
Farida, is that you? Please mute yourself.
No, I'm
Oyeyemi, you can continue.
Okay, I said I'm in support of air. Like we should give much attention to the air, because anything released into the atmosphere, like it's toxic to the atmosphere, it can be inhaled and it covers a large area of space, and thousands of people can inhale in a single minute and die off, which is not which is supposed to be given much attention to than the water or land, because
Okay. Okay. Okay, your
okay.
time is up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just take this few seconds to answer some questions in the chat room. It says, can a few others contribute to aside those chosen? Yes, of course. Please drop your contributions in the chat room and make sure that your name is properly written alongside your GSAG in brackets, because that will enable your GSAMs know that you are participating in this session, and of course award you the marks that you deserve. So Oyeyemi, you have spoken. Thank you for that. Farida, you can put down your hand. Oyeyemi, you to put down your hand. Who is the next person? Kasali, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Right.
Your
Okay,
time starts. Hold on. Now, go.
good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. All right, so basically, I believe all the three spheres are very important and they should be cared for. Like, none should be cared for more than the other, because they have a way of being interconnected. The earth is one and everything is interconnected. Anything we do on land, which is a little sphere, has its effect on the hydrosphere, which is the ocean and the water bodies, and the and air too, which is the atmosphere. And everything that happens in the atmosphere affects both. In case of ocean acidification, soil acidification and all, it has the one affecting each other, and the atmosphere has its own way of affecting the land and the ocean too. So they are very, very much interconnected. So while if we shift our focus on one, we end up kind of going over this process that it actually affects the one that we are putting our focus on later on. So everything should be
Okay.
cared for at once.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Osini, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, your time starts now. Let's hear you.
Okay, I think out of the three fears, the three spheres, I mean, everything should be cared for because they are all important. And the most out of it that should be cared for is the atmosphere, because it is crucial and it helps to support the life on the earth. So
Okay.
because the atmosphere consists of the oxygen we breathe in, which is essential for all the living organisms, including we, the human beings too. So whatever we do on the atmosphere, we need to regulate it. We need to like take note of every actions we carry out on the atmosphere, which will help us to regulate the earth temperature and also help us to regulate the climate change on earth too.
Okay. Thank you for saying. You can bring down your hand now.
Okay, my
Right. Right. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So
All right. Let's go.
actually, the three of them are still okay, but based on the question, you said the most important. If you should look at the most important among all of them, to me, I would say the atmosphere, because to me, I feel the atmosphere moves more faster than that of the lithosphere and the hydrosphere, because it's air. Just like when we are having, River State, Port Harcourt, when we are having this suit issue, you just wake up in the morning and then you observe that the suit, you see some things on your bed, you see some things on your car, you see some things on the clothes you might have kept outside. So it moves faster than that of the hydrosphere and the lithosphere. So to me, I feel you should pay more attention to the air. And also, for instance, if something should happen to the imagine in a community where we have this gas plant or something of sort like an LNG should get busted. That means the whole community is gone at once. It won't even take time. So it moves more faster than that of the
Okay.
hydrosphere and the
Okay,
lithosphere. So
right.
to me,
Okay.
I would say the atmosphere should be paid more
All
attention.
right. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for contributing. I believe representatives from all GSAGs have spoken. If not, please let me know. I think all representatives have spoken, right? Awesome points. Awesome points. But 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 the truth is all spheres matter. If you say the air matters more, what purifies the air so that you breathe in quality air and not something that will kill you? Is it not the plant? And what makes sure that these plants grow? It's the land that they are planted on, good soil, and of course the water, right? That's used to nourish them. So each element depends on the other, and in turn, we depend on all elements. So there is no one that's more important than the other. All elements matter, right? So I think in the next topic for the next open knowledge session, the VSAM will expand more on that. To me, it's yeah. Let me read some of the contributions that we have in the chat here. I've seen some interesting contributions, so I'll just read some of that. Bola Tito from Video Tales said the three spheres are interconnected. They cannot do without each other. Nevertheless, what comes out of the atmosphere is returned back to the lithosphere and hydrosphere. Okay. While all three spheres are interconnected and essential, this is from Abdul Salam of Oral Tales. Many argue that the biosphere, which is often considered a why does it feel like AI? Like you wrote that from AI. Onye Kachuku Echo from Written Tales says, in as much as the three are connected, I believe the atmosphere, biosphere needs to be considered. When you say biosphere, does that include only atmosphere? That includes all of them, right? So we might need to check your facts, Onye Kachuku. Anybody without a G-sag next to their name will not be read. All spheres are interconnected, so says Chidera from who is this person called Cool? Please, is that your name? Please impute your correct name, please. Thank you. Ibrahim from Data Tales says none of the Earth sphere is more important than the other, as they all work together in an interconnected system to sustain life and maintain the planet's balance. I think so, yeah, please. Why are you sending me your name? What am I doing with that? Okay, let's move on. Keep in mind, so practically my last words to you for tonight. Your place. The world doesn't revolve around us, we revolve around the world. We should take note of our place and act accordingly. Your role, you are avatars, masters of all elements. Your role is to nurture them like a tender gardener. The priority, all elements of earth are important for survival. We must tend to all without neglecting the order. Is that understood? Is that well understood? Okay. Roots, do you have a question? Why are you sending me 3 frogs? Then ask your question, Roots. Okay. At the end of the day, the reshaping of your mindset is for you to spread awareness among your peers. Staying quiet, oh wow, it's not an option. In fact, it is a crime to earth and yourself. Imagine after you're done with this session, you come out of this session with a rewired brain, with a new way of thinking, and you just go to bed. You don't tell someone you know about what you've learned. You don't yap about it. Just taking the knowledge and going away with it, just keeping quiet, not sharing it. How is the world going to change? No, you have to tell your stories. You have to talk. Yap about what you've learned. Yap about the new mindset you have. Tell someone, a neighbor, or you make a video about it, or you write about it. Whatever medium of storytelling, let people know that they need to change the way they see the earth or the way they think about the earth, right? So at the end of the day, that's what's expected of you. So am I, how do I ask this? After this session, let me ask that. What are you going to do with this new mindset that you've gotten? What are you going to do with this new mindset? Let me see in the chat box. In one sentence, just tell me in one sentence, what are you going to do with this new mindset that you've acquired tonight? Come on, we don't have time. Please, let's be fast. You post about it on your status, Joycey. Okay. Success, your progs are not complete. If you have a question for me, you ask it. Precious will be educating others. Awesome. But how are you going to educate others? Try to connect with nature more. I will change my approach to how I treat it. Okay, that's you. But then what are you going to do with the mindset? Are you just going to do your own thing? What about talking to people? Musab, oral tales, I'm talking to you. I'll talk to my friends about it. Continue with awareness by writing a book about it. Okay, Hawa. I start preaching more about it, innocence. Okay, creating awareness online. All right, that's broad. We need to be more specific. I'm going to share the word that we should care for the spirit, especially the one we live in, through my social medium. Okay, I always had the mindset, so I'll just continue preaching about it also. The change starts with us. So for us to make others aware, we have to make change because what's around us. Okay. I'll create awareness to the world. Starting from my family of saying that's quite specific. Awesome. It's not only all about creating awareness, but also indulging people with it. Bola Tito Adebayo for video too. I'm going to post about it and educate my friends on some awesome submissions so far. Awesome submissions so far. So I'd like to round up soon, but before that, I'll take questions. I see people have been sending frogs, both complete and incomplete frogs. So please just ask your questions right away right now, so we can treat them and end the session. We've wasted quite a lot of time. I'll post about it. Okay. So am I to assume that there are no questions? Everything is well understood? Please, ma. Who is this person? Slowly. Slowly. Success Chidera, can't you put your frog and your question in one place? Why is everything scattered? Please, ma, how can someone be able to convince people to really take care of this first? Personally, I find it challenging, especially as Nigerians. What do you mean? What do you mean, especially as Nigerians? Popola, why is your hands up? What do you have to say? Unmute yourself and speak, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I would love to ask that firstly, I would just love to appreciate you for the very nice session. And I would love to ask that what do you think is the most pressing challenge that we have in our environment?
In our environment? Firstly, I think it's the mindset, right? There's this outlook on the environment, like it's ours to conquer, right? It's ours to conquer, it's ours to tame, it's ours to enjoy and exploit. And once the earth is not exploitable anymore, it's deemed useless and can be abandoned, you know. So that's what I think the outlook on the environment is. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
Yes, you have, ma. Thank you so much.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, you can hear me.
I don't know what happened, Sha. Okay, so I'll just continue. Anyways, as long as you can hear me, I think that's what's most important. So I'll just close this. All right, so that's like the end of our session. I'll just attend to two more questions and then we'll call it the night. For Nigerians, I feel like you can talk to Nigerians. I don't know what you mean. I mean, Nigerians are human beings. We understand English, we understand Yoruba, we understand Igbo, we understand Hausa. There are so many languages. Just talk to people. Don't be shy. Don't feel just be sure about what you're saying and just tell them what you have to say. They will listen. Nigerians are human beings. Would it not be harder to target all three spheres at once in the hope of creating a balance? Thus, focusing on making a change in one aspect or sphere. Please focus on all three. All three are important. You can't pick one and leave the other two out. Okay? One more question, then I end the session. I see Faidat responding to success. Okay, so she wants it to come from a religious approach. What God has to say about yes, exactly. If you did your GSAT by yourself today, success, you should be able to use what Faidat is telling you to do. All right, everyone, we've had a really eye-opening session. Okay, I'll just take Sharon's question and then we'll call it a night. Personally, using my friend as an example, it's quite hard to convince them to live a sustainable life unless they see me doing it. How can I educate people that can see me? Keep talking, right? Yap away, talk. Regardless, even if you don't see them doing what you're asking them to do, keep talking. For the fact that you're talking, even if, especially with the digital tools in your arms or in your hands, even if the people you're targeting do not do it right, someone else out there will stumble on the message and act on it. So if they do not get the message from you, that's your friends, if they do not change their ways from you, they'll change their ways from someone else. Don't worry. If we can get everyone to start talking about it, if they don't listen to you, they'll meet someone out there that'll say it, and like that. The most important thing is for people to keep talking about this thing so that everywhere they turn, they are seeing the same message, and finally they have no other what they call it, no other choice but to change their ways. All right, guys, we've had a really, really, really insightful session. I am glad that I see an increase in the number of participants tonight. We will have something like this again tomorrow, but a different GSAM will coordinate that session. I'll be in the corner, I'll be in the backyard watching. I hope you all behave yourselves properly and keep to the rules. The GSAT submission today was really bad, really, really bad. I'm still sad about it. But I hope as soon as this call is ended, go back, look at the sample I sent, take note of everything, the way I arranged the questions, where I put the name and the GSAG, and how the GSAT report was written. Listen to this again. Go back to that message. Look at how the GSAT report was written. Look at how the questions were arranged. And look at where I wrote the name and the GSAG and how I wrote it. And then look at how I submitted that message by tagging the original GSAT. So please let everyone do their best, please. Let's do our best. Let's scale through. I want to see you all at the end of 7 days. Let's graduate, and I want to see your success stories wherever you share them, be it on your social media pages or on your LinkedIn. So keep to the rules. Remember, morning sessions 5:30, clock in until 6 a.m. Then from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., acknowledge the GSAT. 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., submit your GSAT. Then 8 p.m. to whenever, enjoy the open knowledge session. So guys, this is bye-bye from me. Enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll still be in the group chat. If you have questions, you can ask them there until I fall asleep. So, bye-bye, guys. Bye.